And I am officially here. But we're still going to watch through the rest of this replay. After watching this replay, there's so much that's broken with replays that I gotta look at. Well, that I will be fixing as I fix other systems. But
30 seconds. Let's go.
That Sindri guy's a sweat, and he's about to die. Actually, you freaking kill me because you're. I hate. Chat ban this guy. Yeah, I know I lost. That game was rigged from the start. Oh, I need to hide the starting soon text. We're no longer starting soon. We have started. Cool. I need to start making some okay, no, it wasn't you in coma, it was just you. He cheats. I swear he cheats. Well, actually he does cheat because he abuses bugs. If there are bugs in the game, then you should fix them. Brother, I only have so much time that I can do stuff. Maybe just play the game and not abuse stuff like shooting and reloading. Now, I will say in the replay, it looks like I'm shooting and reloading. That's because reloading is not replicated, so the replay just like automatically does the reload animation. So whenever you saw me reloading in the replay, that's not when I was actually reloading. Reloading is one of the things that's not replicated all the way. That's not something that's built into my replication animation system, so yeah. But all right, chat, today we are reworking the shield boost. I already started this the other day. The way it used to work before was when you would activate it, it would instantly give you all of your your normal shields up here. It would instantly give you your normal shields back, and then he's a little eager. And then it would start charging your shield boost. Now, certain people, I'm not gonna name names, and I'm not gonna say that they're in chat. Certain people like to abuse that and use it the way it's not intended, which just means that I didn't build it properly. So we are rebalancing it to stop people from using it mid gunfight. That is not how it's intended to be used, and I'm going to de-incentivize that. I think that's a word, de-incentivize. So the way it works now, which I've basically already finished the system for, I just have to tweak some values. But the way it works now is when you activate it, it'll give you an instant amount of shield and then start charging them. And the big change is now it waits for your base shields to start or to get to full before it waits for your base shields to fill up before it actually starts charging the shield boost. So and the way I had coded this was it would just give you a flat shield amount. What I am actually going to do is I'm going to make it a percentage. So that's what we're going to start with, is we're going to make it a percentage of shields. So it'll always give you like 30% of your shields back instead of just a flat 30 shields, because you have 70 shields in the game. So 30 shields is basically half your shield, and that's crazy. But then 30 shield of a shield boost is only 30% of it. So we're going to make it a percentage. So we're going to rename this, and we're going to start reworking on that. I also have ice cream, so if you see me just not coding, it's because I'm trying to eat my ice cream before it melts. Why are you posting all right chat with a nerd emoji? You're the one who said morning chat. We're gonna change instant shield percent to 0.3. No, it's not cool when you say it. Not cool when you do anything. In theory, that should transition it to be percentage based. So, if I take some damage and then slow motion, when I activate it, it should go up to like, that's, I think 30%, I can't tell. Let's debug this. So print, let's call this trying to give. I'll plug this into there. Percent remaining. Oh. So, in theory, when we press this, the only number I'm looking for is in the top left is seeing instant shield boost amount. It should be 30. Instant shield boost amount indeed is 30. And then 30% of 70 is 21. So in theory, we should be giving ourselves 21 shield. Yeah, trying to give 21. There's 0% remaining, so we give 0 to the shield boost. Cool, that's working. And now if we do it just barely, we should get... Yeah, we tried to give 21. The percent remaining was 22%, and we indeed gave 22%. All right, cool. System works. Now I just need to tweak the values. Because, like, if you have no shields... So fast. 30 is maybe a little high for the instant. So you'd get 20%. Why is revision control not connected? See, I used to hide my screen when I would do this. But then I realized it's just using a local IP. So you guys can't steal anything. So good luck with that. I'm going to separate the times for shield recharging because it does not recharge at the same rate as your normal shield recharge. So I think I'm going to make the normal shield recharge time like 0.75, and we're going to make shield boost recharge time 0.85. We're going to see how... Actually, yeah, we'll see how that feels. I am going to move these damage volumes closer for simplicity's sake. And then I am going to move... Or I'm going to set my spawned equipment to shield boost just so I don't have to go pick it up. Save me a little bit of time. What is the normal shield recharge time? Isn't it like 3 seconds or 4? Shield recharge time is 3. So we're gonna change the normal shield recharge time to 1 second. And then the shield boost recharge time to... We'll leave it at 0.85. We'll just tweak the normal shield recharge. See how that feels. Honestly, I like those values. I think that feels like it would be fair. Now, you know, if you activate it when your shields are full, obviously you'll get the full shield boost faster. But if you're trying to activate it with no shields, like some people do, and not going to name names, then 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Yeah, it takes almost 3 full seconds for you to get full shield boost. That feels fair.
Took the lead.
Yeah, I know I took the lead, so crack. Actually, let me see what happens. Oof. Now I have to fix this. That's not what I wanted. So activating another shield boost should give you that instant shield percent again. And then, there you go. So... now if I pick up another one... cool, yeah. And then let's change the instant shield percent to 0.25. Let's do 25%. I should have slowed it down after I played the animation. Oh well, though. I wasn't paying attention. Actually. Cool, that works. I didn't actually expect that to work. Except that doesn't work. Why? So something about letting your shields charge normally. And then activating it breaks it. That's interesting. Wait, is that the special case scenario? I just realized. I need to look at... Yeah, that is the special case. Okay. Wow. I read that as a homie called me mid. Or like, and then I reread it and I read a homie called the stream mid, and I was like, wow. That's crazy. And then I reread it again and understood what you meant. Welcome back. So that is one of the things I need to figure out. I guess if we're forcing a recharge. If we're forcing it, then we want to do that. Because the issue is if it starts recharging normally, which, just to exaggerate this, and just to make sure that it is fully functioning, remember these numbers. I'm going to change the recharge time for the shields to like 10, so it'll take 10 seconds to fully recharge. That was at 3. Remember that, chat. So wait for the shields to start recharging. This should take ages. And then, yeah, cool, that works. Now, I don't know what this special case is again, but that fixes that. You need to go set this back to 3. But yeah, these values feel fair. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna quickly fix this error. Because I am tired of having these errors come up anytime I use my damage volume. Cool, great. Fix the errors. Okay, cool. So I think gameplay wise, the shield boost is officially rebalanced. I am also going to increase the length of the animation. Let me duplicate this and call it Rush Shield Crystal. And I'm going to make the play rate 0.8. How long does that make it now? Actually, we can go Oh, that means I'm gonna have to edit all those curves. Just kidding. I lied. I'm not gonna change the animation length right now. I don't feel like editing the curves and all that. So let's just see how this feels. So when am I gonna say I hate you? I would never say that. Now we're gonna stick some temp audio in. Let me mute the music so I can hear this. That's the thruster. This is some old audio that was created for other stuff in Onyx and was never actually used, but I'm going to use it for some temporary stuff. So that, yep, 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 yep. And we're going to throw all these in here. I think I'm gonna make this temp underscore shield boost break first person, and then this will be the third person shield boost break, and then this will be shield boost activate third person. Actually, I guess we can just use this for both first person and third person for now. And then for now, we'll just keep the thruster sound that I had in Gen 2, even though it's not a massive impulse rocket thingamajigger like it was before. It's kind of more of like an energy thing. So that'll definitely get completely redone. But let's work on getting these sounds in. So audio HUD, and whenever we start a shield boost charge, see how this sounds. Oh, I need a mono mixer. I was wondering why we weren't hearing anything. Now let's try this. Wave Q point. There's Qs? Huh. Well, let's see how that sounds in first person. And we don't get any audio. So it plays this, but it doesn't play that. Oh, meta sounds, meta sounds, meta sounds. Why do you do this to me? It's like it's not loaded into memory or something. I don't know why. Yeah, because it... Huh. I don't get it. Meta sounds. Why do you not? I don't understand it. Meta sounds hates me. Well, okay. Oh well. So that's third person. That's first person. Okay. Nice. Have you... Well, I guess we can't really talk about it. Why would you say something like that if you can't even talk about it? I didn't sign up for it, so I didn't get it. Yeah, that's just kind of what I expected. Okay. Let's set up the audio playing for first person when your shield hits 0. So if this is equal to 0 and current shield boost all right, Unreal's doing this again. Unreal has this weird thing where sometimes you'll open an asset and it won't let you copy or paste, and I don't get it. I mean, it did work. Cool. Well, that's one thing checked off the list, actually. Where's my Notion list? Hello? Shockwave. Not shockwave. Shield boost. Tweaking how shield boost is applied. That's all finished. Temp sounds. Oof. Yeah, no, don't. Do not have that happen. Um, okay, this is where the shield boost actually breaks. So here is where we need to call a function on the player and do get owner, get third person audio. I think that's, yeah, skip player audio. uh, get pawn. So basically what we're going to do is first things first, we are going to get the pawn. We're going to see if is locally viewed. And as long as we are not locally viewed, then we're going to get the player audio. We're going to execute trigger parameter. And we're going to call this shield boost. Great. And now we need to go to the audio of Kate keeping me. That's crazy. Um, where's the shield sound being applied? I just realized, huh? Actually, it's gonna have to be in. Oh, I'm just spawning it. Oof. That's fine. We can just copy that for now. Shield boost break third person. So now we are going to have to play with two players. And then this guy is gonna have to pop it and go in here. We'll just have to wait to see when his shields break. I mean, it do be playing. Cool. All right, next sound. We just had that. That's the one we need for third person. And we'll just do the same temp system of this. Uh, when the days, that song, that Imagine Dragon, Imagine Dragon. Um, Yeah, demons, that's right. Should it play the sound? I don't think it should play the sound because obviously there would also be a sound for the crystal charging up and crushing. I haven't found any good. I tried looking online for any just like free sounds that I could use as placeholder until my audio designer gets something for that. I couldn't find anything that I liked for like the crystal like charging up and then exploding. But I guess for now, since I don't have that, we'll just play it again. Though I really don't have any way to test this. Unless I press the animation and then very, very, very quickly alt tab. We'll try that. Oh, I mean, it did work, but it's playing the wrong sound. Shield, boost, activate. And same thing there. So this guy goes and he pops it. Cool. Well, that gets that. Actually, let's try. Cool. Well, that basically checks off temp sounds. Temp sounds is basically finished. Yeah, the only thing that I want to do now is shield boost break, which I have to look into. I might have to open up the old project for that. Screw it. I'm opening up Gen 2. I'm just gonna yoink my particle system from Gen 2. Why not? It worked perfectly in Gen 2 for temporary audio. Or temporary VFX. Hey chat, should we once we get some of this working, should we package it and play test it and see how the changes do? See how the changes feel? Hey, shout out to you for even watching while at work. You'll play on your phone? You know, again, mobile support isn't technically out of the question. However, it's probably not something that I would actually make mobile controls, but I do at some point hope to optimize well enough to be able to release on mobile. That way, again, just imagine going to, like, the example I always use, I'm sure you all have heard before, it's just like, imagine going on a road trip with the boys and get to your hotel room, you load up your iPad or your phone or whatever, and you Bluetooth your controller to it and you just play some Onyx. Like, how sick would that be? It'd be better to play on controller, obviously, than mobile controls. I don't even know that I would ever implement mobile controls. It would purely be released on mobile just for you to connect your controller and play wherever. But I did notice I opened up another Unreal project and I was getting like 120, easy 120 in that project. So there's definitely some, I don't know if it's project settings or what, but actually, while this opens, I'm gonna go open up that project because that'll open way faster than this will. It's just a GMC demo project. Like, I was getting 120 easy. So it's like Onyx is definitely something visual wise is just taking a lot of like GPU, and obviously the GMC takes quite a bit of CPU, but this project is GMC, so it shouldn't be taking that much. Unless he's got some settings or something that I just don't have enabled or disabled. Because in game, I get like 100, 120. I used to get 200. Well, the editor, I'm pretty sure, is capped at 120. I've got a 4060. And a Ryzen 5 3600X. Yeah, Ryzen 5 3600X, and then I've got a RTX 4060. So I'm very much CPU bound, but once Unreal Engine 5 decides it wants to work. Well, Gen 2 opened. Let's go particles, player. The issue is if I get a GoFundMe, it would also have to be it wouldn't be just a CPU, it'd have to be a new motherboard and likely some It'd have to be a new motherboard and likely some more RAM, and as well as the CPU. Oh my goodness. Really? I heard that that Battlefield was like fairly optimized. I'm on Gen 4. Are you talking about Onyx? Or are you talking about DDR4? Yeah, ideally I would want 200 min. Yeah, I'm on DDR4. We tried to increase my RAM speed, which would, my buddy Mr. Sindred over here said would also increase my CPU speed, but my computer just wouldn't boot when I tried to increase my RAM speed. Yeah. Hey, I tried to increase it to 3200 and it just didn't boot, and I was like, "Oh," so I reset my BIOS and I just haven't gone back in and tried to go slightly lower and just see what values work. I do have 2 different types of sticks, so that's probably why. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't want any of this stuff. I don't need any of that. I don't need that. And I don't need any of that. So, yeah, see, look, if I do stat FPS, okay, in this level currently, I am getting 90. And if I click play, yeah, I'm getting how am I getting better frames in game than I am in like the editor? Yeah, see, like this is saying it's taking like on average, let's just say 9 is the number I'm seeing. If we minimize that and go to Onyx, taking 9 milliseconds to render. Okay, this is running with 2 players, so obviously it's gonna be worse. Stat FPS. Yeah, this is taking 16, 17, so basically twice. Now, if we just go to like an empty level, I think like main menu. Even just in the main menu, it's taking 14 milliseconds. So yeah, I mean, my manager at work actually offered, I think it was a 5800X, was it not, Sindred? I want to say it was 5800X. I don't know if it's 3D, but he offered to sell me it for like 150. Oh no, it was a Ryzen set. I don't remember. He had a GPU, but we did this a CPU. I mean, he had a CPU, and we did a CPU comparison, but it was not that much better. Yeah, I wouldn't say I have the best cooling. You see, why in an empty scene? Why am I getting? Okay, now I'm hitting the same numbers that I was in that. I don't understand Unreal, dude. How am I getting less frames by rendering it at a lower resolution? If I go full screen, I get 110 frames. Explain. Unreal, you confuse me so much. But then in here I get 50 frames. And then I still get 50 no matter if I go full screen or not. Now, if I go to shader complexity, the player is fairly complex, which makes sense. But like, nothing else really is. I mean, the weapon models are kind of, but that's just because of UV stuff. But realistically, like, the world is like, it's not shaders that's causing. And when you look at the GPU time, yeah, it's not shaders. It's 100%. I'm 100% CPU bound. So I need to run the profiler and see what the profiler says is taking up all my performance, which I guarantee you is the player. But even then, like, I don't know if pickups are still like simulating physics and that's causing a bunch of stuff. Like, let's just, for the sake of just doing this, create a new level called level _ performance testing. Sure. That if that's gonna make me, I don't know. I do not need 64 gigs. That is crazy. Yeah. Okay. I mean, in this empty level, I am getting 80 frames. Basically, it's got a skybox, it's got a plane, and it's got all the post-processing. So, like, this is literally bare minimum to run. So, in editor, I am getting 80 frames. So, I'm getting 30 more than the test level. So, the question is, what in the test level is causing the frame drops? Like, is it like the weapon spawners? Let's see, is that what's causing the frame drop? Oh boy, those are a massive frame drop. Holy crap. Well, what's the resolution on the metal wall? Why? That's a GPU thing. I'm not GPU bound. I'm CPU bound, so that's not going to make a difference. The resolution should only be 4K, I think. I am CPU bound in both build and editor. It's just Unreal. Unreal is just a CPU bound engine. Not necessarily, but no, it's both build and editor that I'm CPU bound. So yeah, pickups apparently need an optimization pass. Probably because the projectile movement is ticking the location even if it's stopped. I'm probably gonna have to write some custom code for that. That makes sense why when we start getting a bunch of dead bodies, CPU time really goes up. Well, at least we know that now. All right. Particles, player. Yeah, no, I will not be using AI to write my code. I use it to help me with math because I do not care to sit there for 20 hours figuring out how to do calculus. And even then, it's wrong 90% of the time on the math, so... Did I close Gen 2? I did not. Good. Reference viewer. Oh, goodness. Shield break effect. Oh, seriously, that's it? It just auto? Oh, that's easy. All right, we can get this effect in right now. I didn't realize that I had it set up automatically like that. So then blueprints, components, player, equipment, shield boost. In game. What level are you on? I'm Pathos. Yeah, I figured. I mean, yeah, I'm getting 150, 160 in game. So, but I also, in game, I also tend to do screen resolution 120. I also render at a higher resolution. So, did I type it in properly? Isn't it screen resolution? Or is it render resolution? No. Oh, it's percentage. Gosh, I always forget the command. So yeah, when I do that, I go down to like 130. And it's fluctuating between CPU and GPU, but the issue is, as we just found out, the pickups are not optimized. So as we get more and more pickups in the level, it's going to start becoming more and more CPU bound. GPU wise, Onyx really doesn't take that much because it's, I mean, look at it. It's simple. So I've got to apparently go do a pass on pickups. It's all blackout. It ain't pretty. What are you on about? Oh shoot, I still have to finish unwrapping the assault rifle. I forgot that's what we were doing last time. excuse me, last time I streamed. Yeah. I took this screenshot and I sent it to Mr. Sindrid, and I was like, hold up, let me open this. I took this screenshot and I sent it to Sindrid. This is of him in game, and I was like, man, imagine if he was holding the gun properly. That's one of the next few steps for me, is to get the third person animations all redone for the vertical slice. At least like the walking and sprinting and aiming and all that. I'm gonna redo it for all the guns. Like, imagine if he was holding the gun properly and the map wasn't just a bunch of grids. Like, if he was actually standing on Pathos, like, oh yeah. Also, Van, just for you, I'm gonna DM you. Look at your DMs. That's a little sneak peek for you, for being number one fan. Take a look at that bad boy. Slowly but surely, it's getting there. Yes, sir. Slowly but surely. I think like another month and it'll be done, and then we've got to texture it, unwrap it, and rig it and get it all ready, and then that's not going to be in the vertical slice, but it'll be one of the next big things. So, you know, since I'm going to do the vertical slice, then I'm going to work on the main menu, and that'll technically be part of the main menu. Oh my. That's crazy. Valid, but crazy. Actually, how did I do this in Gen 2? Was it keep relative offset? Huh? Oh. Set crystal or set color parameter. Crystal color. It'll boost break. Yeah, no space. Cool. And then we want to crystal. We have to get the player state. Get player state. And then get crystal color. And in theory, this should be fully set up to play the effect. Let us see. It did something. I don't know if that's quite the look I wanted, but ah. Ugh, that is not how that's supposed to look. We do want to auto destroy. What's crazy is I didn't have to do any setup. Oh, source mode. Yeah, it's attached parent. There's a setting in here that I have to change. I know that I had to apply. I know I had to do like I don't know. Well, that's what this is. 66 days. So I'm wanting it to be code wise. I'm wanting the vertical slice to be done code wise by New Year's. So by the end of the year. We're still going to be waiting for sounds and stuff like that, but at least we'll be able to like get some screenshots and some footage and stuff for the Steam page and start setting that stuff up while like my audio designer's working on some sounds. I also I might have to be working some overtime in order to be able to get some spare money to contract him for sounds. Allow CPU access. That's what I need. CPU. Oh, that is enabled. Huh? Is it just not working in first person? Is that what it is? Okay, yeah, so it's working in third person. But not first. So in that case, we're just gonna yoink that into there. And we're just gonna call it good. We're gonna reinitialize that, and then this is gonna go back down to 0.3. And now we're gonna go. Yeah, works. Cool. I'm fine with that. I'll mess around with it, make the actual particles and stuff look better, but the system is there, the code is there. We can come back and do an art pass later. All I'm trying to do right now is get the code for it set up. So since the code for that is set up, bada bing bada boom, that's it. Sure, yeah, it works. Because that's the whole point of Gen 3, is once the code is done, we can have whatever placeholder assets we need. Ideally, no placeholder assets, but or like placeholder assets that make sense. And then once the actual assets get made, then boom, we can throw, we can just replace it. Just import the actual stuff, replace it, and boom, it's automatically ready to go with Gen 3 assets. So, bada bing, bada boom. Now we can check off shield boost break. I haven't decided about this yet. I was thinking about maybe having some like hexagons or something float off of the player. I'm not sure about that though. And then this is the only other thing is I'm debating doing this, but I'm not sure. I think for now I'm gonna call the shield boost good. The only update I want to do now is I want to save the map and the number of players in replay data. So let us do that. Where's the stop recording replay? That is up here. Replay. Now, if I remember correctly, there's a way to add metadata to the replay. So that's a question. Obviously, even though you didn't have a question mark. What I've always wanted to do is before I even release Onyx, I've always wanted to release 1 or 2 smaller games just to get my name out there and, you know, get kind of get a, I guess, a little bit of a following, get my name on Steam, get, you know, kind of build a reputation, hopefully a good one. And that way, because Onyx, you know, this is my dream game. This is my big project. I don't just want to release this and nobody even knows who I am or what Onyx is. So I've always wanted to release a smaller game. And I've not dreamt, but I've thought of probably anywhere between 5 to 10 like games that code-wise would, yeah. There's also Onyx 2D. That's not ready for announcement yet, but I've thought of multiple small ideas, both single player, multiplayer, 90% of them being multiplayer, some of them being like more of a campaign kind of like co-op kind of survival games, some of them being, you know, deathmatch versus PvP. The issue with those is it always comes down to art. And as much as I could just asset flip, I don't know if I want my first game released, even if the code is great, to just be an asset flip. Because everyone always looks down upon asset flips. And that's why a lot of people are saying the bonk game on Steam is Danny. If that's the game I think you're talking about. Yeah, Mega Bonk. Everyone's saying that that's Danny. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that. But basically, yeah, no, I want to release some kind of small game, small project. There was a game idea, and this is still like very high on my list of possible side project ideas. Of course there is. And absolutely banned. This is the third person this week. What in the world is going on? Why are bots joining Onyx all of a sudden? That's semi-concerning. Thanks for letting me know. You know, if only I had mods in the Discord server that could ban them for me, who are online more often than I am. It's crazy, you know, crazy idea. I know. Admins and mods that don't moderate. Not gonna point fingers. But no, I want to release a smaller game before I release Onyx. The only idea that I am still like very keen on doing, not going to go into it all the way because there's still a lot of stuff that I would want to keep secret in case I do it, but basically it was going to be called Stuffy Luffies, and you would play as like a stuffed animal. What do you mean there's no one online more than me? I'm online for like 4 hours a day. And there is most definitely somebody in the server that is online more than me. Anyways. It was going to be called Stuffy Luffies, and you were going to play as like a stuffed animal. And it was going to be like a party, like PvP thing where you would use weapons that are made like, you know, you would use like a pencil and you would use it like a spear because you're a stuffed animal. So you would use like stuff around like a house, and the arenas were going to be like, you know, a kitchen or a bedroom or stuff like that. Kind of the same thing as like, you know, toy soldiers kind of a thing. Is going to be the same vibe. And I'm not saying I couldn't do the art for it, but I just would not want to spend the time trying to come up with a good art style for it. The cavity shader is definitely going to be a staple of any game I make. Any game I make will have the cavity shader now, just because I love the cavity shader, and that allows me to get away with lesser detail while still making it look good. But yeah. I am gonna have to figure out a better way to do that. I do not want to add that as an event. Huh. What's on the Notion list for today? Reticle equip and unequip animations. You know, we can do those. Just gonna do basically. I'm just gonna do your standard, kind of reticles spreading out. Actually, how long is the equip of the assault rifle? It is 0.5. Wow, that is... I didn't realize it was that quick. And then I think all we do is this. And then play animation. Now this will probably end up breaking just because equipping is also not built into the animation system. I mean, I don't hate it. I definitely think it should be a little, I think it should be faster than the equip. Sure, we'll do that. We'll do a 0.4. And then let's see what it looks like for the pistol. Which is 0.42. Homemade chicken and noodles. Oof, that's a good question. I'm gonna say Jeffrey. Am I right? I've got to be right. Oh, that's to rotate it. Whoops. Oh, added inner diameter. That's what I needed. My name is Jeff. Also, I want to point out Halo Infinite, or not Halo Infinite, but Halo has once again stolen an idea from me. Not that not that the ideas that they've stolen from me are necessarily crazy, crazy unique ideas, but I just want to point out that they've stolen yet again another idea from me. The SMG does not currently have settings for me to edit. I could totally do that. I could honestly just throw a pumpkin as the helmet instead of the normal helmet. That would honestly not be hard at all. No, I definitely want to do like holiday specific things. I think that should work. And how long is the SMG equip? Also, it's 0.42, I figured. Let's go. Oh, shoot. Added diameter. We need to do this before we divide by texture size. We'll increase this by like 15 pixels. Oh, that's like nothing. We got like 30. Oh, I didn't. Okay, 30 might be a little much for the SMG. And I'm thinking these ones also might need to be tuned down a little bit. Let's go with like 12. The pistol's definitely a little too much. See how that feels. Took the lead. All right, we're gonna package this now. What am I doing? Platforms, windows, package, select. And while that packages, we can just launch the game and go watch a replay because we're cracked like that. And we'll just find, I don't know, some random replay that's probably a 1v1 and is super annoying. And I probably am getting my butt kicked in. But you know, no, let's do this one. 8 minutes and 17 seconds. This is the main menu. This is not a replay. Here we go. Oh. Oh, this is a replay of us testing stuff. Yeah, we were testing stuff. I really need to make the replay info more accurate. Not more accurate, but more informative. Here we go. Yeah, this is a gameplay. It's probably a 1v1. Maybe not. I'm joining a team. I mean, we did a lot of team testing that day. Oh, yeah, it was a 2v1. Gosh, I need to fix the reloading. It's just every time in replay, it's always reloading at the wrong time. Yeah, there's friendly fire. Honestly, it wouldn't be that hard to disable friendly fire for now. But I think it's funny. I think it's fun to have. Golly. I've started talking to the creator of the GMC to figure out how to do, or like if we can make the replay characters more smooth, because sometimes they're just like super jittery. Like that. Oh my, that is super jittery. That is not at all what it looks like in game. I forgot I replicated the pinging. I mean, I had a fully functional, honestly pretty in-depth replay system in Gen 2. Gen 2's replay system was way more in-depth than here. The only reason why this isn't more in-depth is, one, there just hasn't been a reason for me to add more depth to it just yet, which, now that we're going to start doing social media posts, that there is more of a reason. That way my social media manager can get good clips. What the? Oh yeah, I was trying to let him get a kill. Yeah, Gen 2's was actually fairly in-depth, and what I have planned for Gen 3's, or what I have planned for the final games replay system, I think is going to be sick. It'll basically allow players to actually frame an entire like match. So like you'll be able to keyframe the camera and be able to essentially animate the camera in the replay. That way you can like watch the replay back and record it as like a cinematic thing. So like that'll definitely help for like, what's it called? Why can I not think of the word? I can't think of the word. What is red versus blue? I cannot think of what it's called. My brain is drawing a blank. This is gonna hurt my brain if I can't think of this. No, not short films. Like, what's the type of content that Red vs. Blue is? It's machinima. Is that what I'm trying to think of? I think that's what I'm trying to think of. Is machinima. But I think that'll help for machinimas because, you know, people can do the body acting. They can do whatever, and then they can go into replay, and then they can frame it exactly how they want, and they can get the exact framing. Because like right now for machinimas, you basically have to manually control the camera. Like you basically, once you do it, you go back into the theater, you watch it, and you have to essentially control the camera. So like you are the camera operator, but I'm gonna allow you to like keyframe the camera position, the FOV, the depth of field and stuff like that. That way, you know, if you want to create a really like cinematic shot, you can do that, and you don't have to worry about like manually controlling the camera. You can still manually control the camera too if you really want to, but I think that'll be a good thing because yeah, people will be able to like create some really, you know, some handcrafted like machinima films. I also had the idea, I don't know how it would happen, but like I like Rocket League's auto director, and Rocket League's like, or like auto drone thingamajigger. I was thinking, is there a way that you could do that for a first-person shooter, to where like there's a drone just like flying around the map and it's automatically... Oof, what just happened to the replay quality? Why is it like jittery now? Oh, it's because Unreal is almost finished packaging. I guarantee you that's why. But like I was wondering if there's like a way to create like an auto director thing where it would automatically just fly around the map and kind of focus on people who are getting in gunfights and getting in kills, and just, you know, you can just kind of sit back and watch the match in a third person perspective without having to actually fly around. But something like that would be so complicated. You'd basically have to create an AI with nav mesh to fly around and, you know, register that, oh, these people are getting in a gunfight, you know, they're really good people, and so, you know, do this. It would be very tedious. Possible, but I don't think it's something that I'd be able to sink time into figuring out. Bro got smoked. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a passion project, so I want to make sure that
Let's go.
I want to make sure that it does as well as possible. Golly, this is getting really jittery. And there's Unreal finished.
You lost.
Right as the game ended, even though we won, which is some bullcrap. But I think that was before I implemented the new End game. When pigs fly. I am going to put this on a be right back screen while I upload this to Steam. I do not already have those. All right, Mr. Sindred. Get ready to launch as soon as I tell you it's updated. Well, you're about to be playing. And then as soon as we do this, I'm gonna end the stream. Because we completed today's goal. Alright, build is live for those who have it and who want to, well, that's only 2 people that are in chat right now. There we go. That's the right screen. Look at that, 16 megabyte update. Also, you know what's crazy? 16 megabyte update. It's not a 40 gig update like some games out there. Not gonna say names, but all right, lobby's open. I really need to animate the assault rifle reload. Huh. Yeah, what? I mean, that's not the one I was talking about. I was talking about COD, but yeah, that too. Yeah, you have to play. Oh, it's not on random abilities anymore. It's only on shield boost. That's unfortunate. Damn. Oh, it's nice to hear sounds. This is definitely way too long to be taking that fight. I am also horrible. I am horrible. Golly. It's the streaming. I cannot hit that headshot. I can never hit the final headshot. I'm so bad. Yeah, come get me. Dang it, I tried sticking you. That's crazy. I was just trying to run away. Dang. Dang. This dude's such a sweat. I hate it. I still got him. And now he's mantling and shooting. That's crazy. My mouse went off my mouse pad. That was so unfortunate. I'm so bad. You really like them? I'm never happy with my sprinting animations. That's crazy. You see, that's what I don't get. I have a whole 100 extra shield in this dude. And yeah, he still beams me. Golly, this dude. Get out of here with that. I missed the melee. I'm so bad. Well, it's just the reload for the assault rifle. I just don't have a reload for it, so it's using the SMG one. Maybe that's what I'll do next dev stream is I'll animate the See, the difference between me and this guy is I actually miss some shots like a normal human being. He doesn't. That's crazy. I should not have ground pounded there. No, he just does not touch grass. That's the answer.
30 seconds. Let's go. Alright, just quit. Close the game. You're done.
Hey, look at this guy. 16-7. What a sweat. What an absolute sweat. I'm also just not fully awake still. Did not get good sleep yesterday before work, so that's my excuse. Goodness, there's a lot of stuff to do. There's so many. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do next stream, is finish unwrapping the new assault rifle and getting that, like, getting some texture stuff, working on that. Because I still need to do that, and I still need to animate the reload. So maybe animating the reload is something we can do on stream. Yeah, I'm fully aware. Again, though, I'm a human, so I miss shots. I'm convinced that Sindred is an android or something, because this dude misses maybe 2 bullets out of every magazine. I mean, y'all witnessed. I had a shield boost, so I had a whole extra 100 shield, and I'm shooting this fool, and he still kills me before I even cracked his shield. What is that? I don't know. Couldn't tell ya, but it's BS. That's what. I do not do aim labs. He does aim labs a ton, and he's still the exact same rank in Valorant. I don't care for aim labs. My aim labs is playing the game. I'm a firm believer in training by playing, not just training over and over and over and over and over again and still being the same rank. So I'm not doing Kovacs either. I'm not doing any aim training except for playing that. I don't have time. I barely have time to well, I mean, I do have time to code, but I barely have as much time as I want to code. If I take more time away to aim train, nah. I'm always sleep deprived. Aim training is going to do nothing for me. But we'll definitely have to test this in a game with more people. But as far as the rebalance goes, I'm happy with where this is, and honestly the sounds and particle effects and stuff are nice. The only thing is to do the readability of it, because right now you can't tell how much shield boost somebody has. It's just always just looks the same. So I need to kind of slightly revamp my material and make this better. So maybe that's also something. There's so much that we can do next, like on stream. But I would say that's the next big thing, and then this. And now that the code is done, I can just go and tweak the values. So after doing some play testing, which I'm sure we'll do in the next couple days, I'll see how I want to tweak this. Basically the same. The issue is, for me, I almost never have an off day, and it's nobody's fault but my own. Because on my off days, I tend to go out and hang out with friends. I specifically asked my work for Wednesdays and Fridays off because those are the days that my friends go out and do stuff, and I join them 90% of the time. this Wednesday I am going to be busy, but I did tell people the next 2 weeks I won't be going out, so I should have some free days to just get a ton of code done. And I also have a 4-day weekend coming up that I took PTO for specifically so I could code. So it's the same. Like there's a lot of stuff in here, like you guys were seeing in the replays, how like reloading isn't properly replicated, and like equipment isn't built into my animation system. There's 4 things that's not built into my animation system. There's actually I think it's in, is it in priorities? Yeah, animation system rework. Or maybe it's animation. Here we go. Yeah, I don't have equipping set up in the animation system. I don't have reloading. I don't have ADS, and I don't have, what's the 4th one? There's switching weapons, which is equip, unequip, and all that. There's reload, there's ADS, and there's a 4th one. I know there's equipment. No, nades and melee are completely built in. Shooting is completely built in. So these things are the stuff that's not built in, and these are the things that the only reason why I haven't gotten to them yet is because it's gonna take a full day of just I mean, I could do some basic inspect animations. That wouldn't be hard. I'll stick that in the animation checklist. Oh boy. Honestly, inspect animations would not be hard to animate, because those don't need to be super like animated and detailed and whatnot. But basically I haven't built these things in just because those are going to take a full day of thought, and I just haven't ever had a full day to just sit down and think about it. And these are also stuff that like I think about while I'm at work, like, okay, how do I want to build that properly into the system? Because I like to think about my code before I implement it. So, and I just haven't sat down and taken the time to think about these. So, except for equipment. Equipment's getting built in this week. And then switching weapons, I've done a bunch of thoughts on. I think I'm almost ready to implement that. And then reloading kind of has to be, I need to reanimate all the different reload animations before I can even go and implement it, because I can't make sure it's working unless I have the animations ready. So, and then ADS is, it's just not that important for me. So that's going to literally be the last thing that gets built in. And once those are all built in, then the replay will look proper. All the reloads will be accurate. All of the animations will be accurate to how they were in game. So that is that. But I mean, there's still a lot to do. Not all of this is necessary for vertical slice, but a lot of it is stuff that I would like to have, this being the majority of it. But I'm thinking basically I'm trying to get all of the equipment reworked. We just did basically the majority of the shield boost pass during this stream. I am thinking next thing I'm going to do is the invis pass, which will probably also be a stream, and this one's not that much. And then the turret pass is going to be a huge work, and I probably won't stream that just because, again, it's going to be a full day of just making sure everything is, I'm basically recoding the turret from the ground up. And then the next week will be abilities and whatever bugs and stuff, whatever small tasks I have for myself. So there's a lot to do. I think, however, I think I can make the 66-day window for, I don't know if this is set for Christmas or if this is set for New Year's. It's probably Christmas. I think we can make it. I'm also house sitting for some people, and during the house sitting, I'll be basically doing nothing but either animations or I'm house sitting for a full week, and I probably won't even have internet for that entire week, so I will be doing either entirely modeling or animating. So either way, I'll be doing 100% art. So we'll see how much I can get done in those 6 days. But yeah, I think that's a good place to end for today, though. We also actually, I should probably put that in my notes list. Priorities, optimize pickups, because apparently that's what's causing me to lag. So yeah, it's not for Halloween. What's so important about Halloween? Not like it's somebody's birthday or something. Basically, yeah. That's why, I mean, I told a buddy that there was something that I could do realistically in a day, and I told myself, so actually 3 days. Just because there's always like bugs you gotta fix. There's always, like, you know, the shield boost, I coded that, and I did most of the recode yesterday or the day before that, and you know, it worked one way in my head. I was like, oh, it'll just give you a flat 30 shield when you activate it. In my head, that worked great. However, it actually ended up being too overpowered. So, you know, you gotta make room for bugs and feedback and tweaking and testing and just code not working. So basically, yeah, double it. I sometimes triple it. Like, realistically, if I didn't have to work, if I just took like the next 2 weeks off and I could still like pay rent and all that, like, let's say I got like a, I don't know. Basically, yeah. This is exactly what the QA team is. I love the QA testers for Gen 2. They broke so much stuff, and they would send videos and tell me exactly how to reproduce it and how to break it, and I appreciated that so much. There were a few testers that were just like dedicated to breaking the game, and that's greatest QA testers I could ask for. But yeah, realistically, if I had the next 2 weeks to just completely code, not even have to worry about work or like going anywhere or doing anything, realistically, I genuinely think if I just sunk, I need to sleep. If I sunk 100% of my time into purely coding, I genuinely think I could get the majority of the code done. I would be able to get all of these things reworked. Honestly, I would be able to get all the equipment reworked in like 2 days. I'd be able to get all the abilities reworked in like 2 or 3 days. All of these little passes that I need to do on certain things I could get done in about a day or two each. Controller I could completely finish in a day. Like, it's having 8 to 12 hours a day, which is why Gen 2 got so much content so fast. I didn't have a job, I didn't have anything, so I was just coding all day every day. That's why Gen 2 just, I had so much stuff to do. Now I have like 3 or 4 hours a day, if that. And that's even if I can stay focused on something for all 3 to 4 hours. Sometimes I look at this list and I'm like, man, none of this sounds fun to look into. And none of it sounds fun to actually code. Hey. I'm not going to go into the details. I wait. I need a sugar mama, but I'm not going to go into the details. But all I'm going to say is, actually, I don't know if that's something I should say on stream. You know what, Van? I'm going to DM you again. Not that you know me. Yeah, I know I haven't told you the lore yet. It's not something I'm gonna be able to text about. It's something I'd have to call about to tell you. And honestly, the lore isn't even that crazy anymore. There's new lore that I just DM'd Van. But yeah, life's crazy. But no, genuinely, if I just had like 2 weeks straight to just code, I feel like I could genuinely, like, once I get in the zone, I'm gonna do so much. But the issue is only being able to work like 2 to 3, sometimes 4 hours a day on this. I don't really ever get in the zone. So that's the exact reason why I took 2 days of PTO for next week. That PTO's next week. Oh, you guys are in for a treat. You're gonna get so many dev streams next week. I have Wednesday through Saturday night off, so technically Wednesday through Sunday morning, or Wednesday morning through Sunday morning, so technically it's a 5-day weekend. I have that entire area off, so I would say genuinely expect streams, and if I don't stream, pester me about it, because I have the free time. I specifically took time off of work, not only just to give myself some relaxing, you know, some days off, but also that way I could get a ton of code done. Because basically, in order to finish off a lot of the GMC stuff, I need a full week. Like, building the stuff into the animation system into GMC is gonna be a lot of time. The Shockwave especially is probably the most complex GMC ability that I have. The thruster works perfect. There's very few things for the thruster. Just sounds, limiting it to 8 directions, that's super easy. Animations, particle effects, and this. So like code-wise, that's super easy. But the Shockwave, dude, that thing's crazy. And then the pulse blade is nothing. So like this stuff I'm gonna be able to do super easily. So I'm hoping to basically, this list right here for today's job used to be as long as this list, and just as of last week I spent just the entire week just killing this list. Yeah, no, not this week, but next week. So the first weekend of November. So November 5th through the 9th, I basically have all of that off. So, let me double check my work app. I'm pretty sure it's that week. Yeah, so y'all better pester me in Discord, because I want to stream. And I'll honestly probably stream throughout all times of the day. So I'll probably do some morning streams, I'll probably do some afternoon streams, maybe some late night streams, maybe some 2 a.m. streams for whoever wants to watch those. Let me see, view time off. Yeah, I have, yeah, the 6th and the 8th off, and so that ends up giving me the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then I do work Sunday night, but I would also have Sunday morning. So no, you won't be getting banned like the spammers that keep joining the server. So annoying. But yeah, basically this list was just as long as this list was, and I just sunk some insane time. That's why I haven't done a stream, because I was just like head down, focused on collapsing this list down. So and actually we're just gonna move this up here. I can do that real fast. Yeah, as long as you make it interesting. He's gonna send a message, be like, "Hey, I'm home. Stream." That's all the message is gonna be. But yeah, so basically my goal is to basically have this list nearly, if not halved, or like nearly finished, if not halved. So there's a lot of just like small things I need to do, small things that I've already started and I'm just like halfway done with. Some things are in there twice. Some things are just simple code rework, code like tweaks. So yeah, next week it'll be crazy. I'm gonna hopefully get a lot of work done, mostly code, because I'm trying to dedicate November to animations as much as possible. So if I can, I want to spend the first week doing as much code as possible, and then November will kind of be focused on like animation and like art and textures, and then December will probably be hopefully completely focused on Pathos and just getting Pathos modeled and textured. I haven't done any more work on Pathos basically since that stream, or since you guys saw the textures. It still just looks like this is still just the current state of Pathos. Nothing crazy, but I mean, the pipes be having some texture. Nothing crazy, but they got texture. What do you mean? The issue with the vertical slice is I have to build all the systems. I don't think that's what they said at all. You're reading it backwards, Mr. Lonely. But the thing is once the vertical slice is finished, it's gonna be so easy to add new content. And that's why the vertical slice is the most important thing, because when it's finished, that means the weapon system is finished, the grenade system is finished, the equipment system, and the weapons. Did I already say that? The weapon system, ability system, equipment system, and grenade system. All of those will be finished. So adding new ones is going to be super easy. So like whenever we get new weapons, like concepted and modeled and sound effects and animated, all of that stuff, adding them is going to be so fast. Like, I don't know if y'all saw. I don't think I posted about this. I haven't posted in the Discord in ages. There's technically a new gun. It's this boy.
Took the lead.
So it has some unique gameplay. So if I pick up the normal pistol, I pop that and pop an invis, you'll see as I shoot, I become visible. If you have a silenced weapon, look at that. You stay invisible. Now you do become a little bit visible. What do you mean when new models? When new models for what? See, Mr. Lonely, new models come when you concept. Unless you're saying for the player, in which then you'll see. You'll see. Let's just say player model might be looking slightly different in about 2 months. We are currently working on the model. I'm not. Somebody else is. And it's looking great so far. So we shall see. And then the weapon models, Yeah, I just had to do that. I just had to do that literally like an hour ago, and it's the third person this week. So hell yeah. Well, around this time is when I'm like mostly free. So like whatever your local time is, basically 4 hours previously from now to like 2 hours from now is like my free time. So you know, if you see me online in those times, just send me a message and we can talk about the next weapons. We finally got updated grenade models. Goodness gracious. We're fairly happy with these. They could use a slight little update. So I kind of do want to get concept for these. But we'll do what we talked about. But I won't be adding any new weapons until after the vertical slice. We can concept them, we can get them modeled and whatnot, but we won't be. Upgraded. But I mean, these were the first models to get upgraded, so I'm fairly happy with them. They have two separate models, one for activated and one for deactivated. So you can see when they're on the ground, the ice grenade looks like this. But if I decide to chuck a grenade, it won't throw because GMC does not like me. But yeah, if you look at the grenade now, it's kind of got some like ice files that are like poking outwards. So yeah, we've got some like, and then if you look at the fracture grenade, you know, it's got these little like hexagonal triangular things, and if we throw it, its activated model has these like crystals poking out of those where those things used to be. So yeah, they've got different models and whatnot. That was the first thing to get upgraded because they're simple, and I love them. And then the turret, and then the crystals. So basically the only thing that doesn't have models is abilities, and actually we might actually swap what we're going to concept Mr. Lonely. We'll see. Anyways, yeah, that is going to be it for today's stream. Probably gonna go play a little bit of games and then head to bed before work tonight. Finish out my last full week before I get some PTO. Got some time off. So yeah, that's exciting. It'll be fun. I'll get a lot of work done. So
Who's the leader?
yes, sir. Thank you for coming, especially while at work. That's crazy. To be fair, I've joined my fair share of streams at work too, but whatever. Yeah. So that's basically gonna be it for this stream. I basically finished what I wanted, which was the shield boost rework. I don't know when next stream will be. I don't know what we're gonna work on next stream. We'll see. Play by ear. But next week will be a lot of streaming, so look forward to that. But on that note, I am going to head out. So goodbye. I am going to head out. Yeah.